Nottingham Forest have been handed a huge boost to their survival campaign this week as Chris Wood has been ruled out for the rest of the season. Welcome to your preview for Forest versus Wolves. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time of day you're watching this. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and welcome to your latest Nottingham Forest news, or should I say match preview in this case. Guys, we got so much to talk about. There's 4 new injuries for Nottingham Forest. I mean, who's left fit? We'll talk about the predicted lineup. We'll look at the Wolves team. We'll have a chat about tactics. A lot to go into, and don't forget, tonight at 8 p.m. we have the legend, the medal winning European youngest ever medal winner, that is Gary Mills, tonight being interviewed by Forrest and Dino. So make sure you're tuned in for that. And just a quick reminder, there's actually loads of tickets left, and today is your last day to grab some before this evening. And the McKenna shirt has been won, but the Worrell shirt is still available. Number 4 ticket hasn't yet been claimed. So quickly get in and grab your last tickets. The link's in the description. It'll be pinned in the comments as well. So go grab that. Let's jump into the video. While we jump in, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to FFTV. Let's start with the injuries. All right, before we talk about Chris Wood, let's just give a massive happy birthday to Lewis Russell, who's turned 11 today. He's a massive Super Red, and we wish you many happy returns, buddy, and hopefully the Reds can bring home a huge victory for you on Saturday to really celebrate your birthday for tomorrow. All right, Chris Wood, ladies and gents, Chris Wood is out, and Steve Cooper has confirmed he is out for the rest of the season. Finito, kaput, game over. Wow. I mean, look, I'm going to be straight with you guys. I always am. And I mean this, and I'm sure most of you will take it the right way. There will be some who are, they are what they are, that won't. But I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Now, I don't want someone injured. Obviously, that's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking for the greater good of Nottingham Forest. For the greater good, Chris Wood is out. And I think that can only be positive for the team. So, in my opinion, I think it's a good thing. But not against him, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, let's talk straight and real here for a second. £19 million for one goal. That one goal cost us 19 million. And he just so happens to get injured after the trigger of the loan clause that makes his deal permanent. And 80 grand a week. For those of you who didn't see my short yesterday, my YouTube short, go check it out. 80 grand a week he's on, and now he's injured. Add to that, look, I'm not going to sidetrack here, but very quickly, you got Dean Henderson, who's on 100 grand and been out since mid-January. Yeah, we're paying 100 grand a week on Hendo. I love Hendo and I want him. He'd be my first choice, but he should have been sent back to Man U. He should have. The loan term, if it could have, should have been terminated and bang, send him back if he's going to be out this long. Anyway, the point though is 19 million for one goal. Do you guys think that 19 million pounds, one goal, was worth it? It did gain us 1 point. Is that 1 point going to be worth 180 million come this time come this time in May? Let me know what you think in the comments. On top of that, he's hinted that Scarpa's out, Aurier's out, and Aurier's out. Now, those I damn more worried about. Scarpa, I think, should have been starting this game, because of Brennan Johnson, who he has as well said he's not sure if he's fit enough and they're monitoring him day by day. What the hell does that even mean? So there's so many Cooper-style mixed messages coming out on injuries that I think the only one you can say for sure will be out this weekend is Chris Wood. Now, it's like, who is he going to play? Because you got Awoni coming back into fitness. You got Cheick Kouyaté, he's both confirmed, and both of them have been in full training. So is he going to risk these guys already? Or is he going to bed them into the team? We're running out of winnable games. Yes, I said that. Winnable games. 11 games to go, of which you would argue probably 6 are winnable. And the rest are going to have to be free swings. So he can't really afford to not play them if he thinks they're the best for the team. So let's jump in and have a look at the team. Look, I'll put you what I think he's going to go with. And this one's really hard to predict. And then I'll show you what I want to happen. And that one, maybe you'll agree with, maybe you won't. But let's have a quick look anyway. Okay, firstly, I have no clue if this is what he will do. Some of you will say I have no clue, full stop. But I think it will be something like this. It's going to depend on fitness. So I think he'll go with a 4-3-3 because Neves is so good in midfield and Wolves are good in midfield. When they played us at the City Ground, even though it was the League Cup quarterfinals, they did dominate the midfield. Now, I would argue whatever midfield we go with, if the tactics are negative, it doesn't matter who's against us. It could be Scunthorpe United. They'll probably dominate us. But just for me, I just feel like he's probably going to go to a 4-3-3. I don't want him to, because I think we got the players to outdo that, but I think he might do. And my big worry is if he goes for the Freuler-Shelvey combo. In my opinion, combo is what I was trying to say. In my opinion, these two don't work together. I've seen enough now to feel like they're just not got the legs between them to control a midfield. Maybe if you've got Yates in there and he's fully fit, it could work. I just don't feel they got the legs, man. I would definitely go, if I was going with the three, I'd go with a Danilo over one of them or a Mangala. Maybe Mangala does come into this game. Look, the thing is, we don't even know if Yates is fully match fit to start. We don't. So there's a lot of unknowns at the moment with midfield. I think for sure the back five is done. I think we can say that, well, without Aurier. I mean, if Aurier is not fit, it's going to be obviously Williams. But I just feel he's sandbagging on Scarpa, Aurier, and Ayew. Now, up front, this is again with the unknown. Is Johnson fit or not? If he's not fit, then who comes in from him? Scarpa. But is Scarpa fit or not? According to Cooper, he's not. But is he not? I don't know. I think for sure Dennis is fit and MG Dub is fit. Obviously, we've seen him play for England under 21s over the international break. But the question is, if Awoni is fit and ready, will he come straight back in and will Cooper risk him straight away? I know Forrest Ann always says if they're fit enough to be named, they're fit enough to start kind of thing. I kind of would agree with this Awoni one because he's quite a physical character. He has been training heavily. I think he could be risked to start. And then, of course, the question a lot of you are asking is, where's Sam Surridge? Now, I don't agree with that question, but I respect, the people who have that opinion on him. But I think it's going to be something like this. If Awoni plays, though, he has to go to a 4-2-3-1, unless, of course, he's going to shove him out on the left. Let me show you what I mean, though. Okay, this is my team. Now, I know how to count to 11. I'll explain in a second. And I know a lot of you are going to say, we'll get flooded with a 2 in the midfield, blah, blah, blah. This is my choice. Mine. Get your ones in the comments below. You can do that, but this is mine. I love the back five. I think the back five will be absolutely spot on. That's what I'd love to see anyway. I want some youth in the 2. I want Yates and Danilo, man. That, to me, rings really nice. Energy, bit of up and downness, play the double pivot. They would know how to do that. I think it could work quite nicely. Obviously, that depends on fitness. Now, where it really gets interesting is where it depends on fitness up top. MG Dub in the hole, Dennis on the left, Awoni for me up top. Johnson and Scarpa fighting it out for that right side. And I don't know who I would pick. Look, I know Jono's in hot form. I love the kid. I mean, we've defended him since day one when everyone was turning on him pre-World Cup, and they've all forgotten that they did that now. But there's something inside me that kind of wants to give Scarpa one game on the right-hand side to see what he can produce in his favoured position. I just think it could be quite tasty. And if Jono's not fully fit, then maybe that's what you do, and maybe you bring him on, or maybe you start Jono for the first half, see how his fitness is, and then bring Scarpa on. But at some point, Scarpa needs to be unleashed. I don't think Scarpa's injured. I think Cooper's sandbagging. I really do. But that, to me, is pretty much as close to my favourite first 11 as you can get for Forest right now. I'd probably put Hendo in ahead of Navas, but that would be it. What do you guys think? Do you agree with that? Do you agree with some of it, none of it? Let me know. All right, let's touch on the Wolves team quickly with Johnny, of course, being suspended. And Neves is one game away from a suspension as well, so he may not be looking to go in too heavy on some of his performances. I don't know what to expect with this Wolves team because on paper they look really decent. I really like their midfield. Semedo is a little old. I've put Aurier at left back as well. He's going to come in, I think, and cover there. I like Podence and I like Neto and I like Neves. I like quite a lot of this team. But I don't like him in it. Why did I say it? Why? I'm just such a jinx to Forest, man. I gotta stop saying names that I don't like because they always end up scoring. But there's a certain player who may be in the middle there, whose name I won't say, that I think's gone really crap ever since he's had his injury. But they haven't got many options. Kuna probably comes in to start ahead of him, I think. I like, and he does worry me. But our midfield three is really good and could cause us problems. And they're two wide players up front. I rate. It's just they're lacking in the middle. Wolves' problem is they're really good at attacking and building up. But when it comes to finishing it off, they turn into Chris Wood. Is probably the best way to describe them. But overall, their team will be roughly like that. I think Kuna starts ahead of Jimenez, though. That would probably be the only difference. And you can always switch. Podence can play on the left side as well, so you could have a switch up there. But what do you think of the Wolves team? Does it scare you? It's not the scariest team, to be honest. It's not. Jose Sarr in goal, I think, is really good. Semedo, we can get at. He's not the player he once was when he was at Barca. He's well past it. And I don't know. Get your thoughts in. Okay, so how do I see this one playing out? Honestly, I ain't got a clue. I'm too nervous and too scared to want to predict anything right now. I feel this can go either way. But I do feel that Cooper looks a little more relaxed in his presser today. I don't know why. Maybe I'm looking for it rather than actually being there. But he does look a little relaxed. I feel... Look, what makes me confident is the defensive five. I think that looks good. What makes me feel better is if Yatesy is maybe playing in midfield and if Awoni's back in and we got a proper striker there. What worries me is Cooper's tactics. I'll be straight with you guys as always. If he goes into this match, and I think he will, not to lose, then that could be a problem. If he goes in to win, I think we can take them. I really do. They're a lower scoring team than we are. If we can attack them, we got a shot at this. We really have. But it just depends on the tactics. The other thing as well is I don't know how much sandbagging or not Cooper's doing on some of these injuries. I really hope it's a lot of sandbagging, apart from on Chris Wood, obviously. So I don't know. I think it'll be, look, as I always say, if you're going to predict a Forest win at the City Ground, you just go 1-0. More times than not, you're going to be right if Forest win. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to be boring and say 1-0 to Forest. But honestly, it could be a 0-0, and it could be a gritty match. Remember as well, this is Morgan Gibbs-White's old club. They could be gunning for him, but he could be motivated up. Now that motivation could swing one of two ways. He could get over tryy, if that's even such a word, and really try to get in at them. And that can work out well, or it could backfire. I remember Rooney when he used to try and play against Everton, he was crap. Morgan Gibbs-White got very close to that penalty against Wolves in the Carabao Cup. So I don't know. There's so many scenarios in this one, so many permutations. All of them worry me. And honestly, just take me to 5 o'clock. Give me a 1-0 win, and I'll bite your hand off and run. And let's move on and talk about Leeds because I'm absolutely crapping myself. We'll leave it there, guys. Don't forget tonight, 8 p.m. we get to talk about the glory days where Forest won those stars, champions of Europe. They'll never sing that. But we will. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you get your smiles on your faces because we're going down memory lane with the legend that is Gary Mills. Before you leave, if you haven't already, please hit that the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We'll catch you live at 8 p.m. tonight. And come on, you Reds.